is an opera about a black happy family in Harlem who has just birthed a baby boy.
How will it end? How did it start?
And they're elated with joy and hopes and dreams about the life of this child. And the life of that child is stolen at the hands of a police officer. So Blue is a story about how the community comes together to embrace this family and deal with this tragedy.
At the age of 17, the son is tragically murdered by a police officer, and this starts to open up a lot of questions in the mind of the father about his ideologies and the way the world works and whether or not he is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, take it down.
The significance of Blue and what Blue means in this piece is the father is also a police officer. So he sees himself as part of the solution, but ultimately also a part of the problem from the perspective of his son.
Come over with a cop, officer of the law.
So there's a duality and a conflict of the father's role in Blue.
In this scene, there's a lot of character delivery and a lot of story delivery. And when it feels like it's pure singing, I think we're missing an opportunity. Yeah? So we just want to look at what we can use in what Janine has given us to deliver for the audience in terms of getting to know who these people are.
So this scene between the father and son it's the major turn in the opera. The father knows, he sees it every day as a police officer. He knows the consequences of going against the system. But the son also sees it from his perspective.
No, I think maybe what you should do is this.
We see an angry, almost petulant teenager who is really intelligent and has a really big heart, but he's sort of at odds with his father, doing something that he sees as a perpetuation of the persecution of black people.
You want a piece of me? Come on, I'll take the first shot.
They sort of go back and forth like this for a while, and I don't think either one really concedes their point. But the point that they both do concede is, I love you, and you're my dad, and I love you, and you're my son. It's a really honest look at a relationship between a father and son.
You all right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever finished the scene that I'm in with the father with the dry eyes. Even today, we staged it for the first time, and Kenneth and I both got up off the floor crying, because it does take a toll on you to really live in the emotions that make the scene real, but still fulfilling.
When I was asked to do the opera, I just had a son. So it was really significant for me in that a lot of the material in the opera was also happening in my life. My wife and I were having a lot of the same conversations about the fear of raising a black boy in America. And then to be confronted with it in a piece of art, it became hard to separate Kenneth, the actor, Kenneth, the singer, and Kenneth, the real life father.
It's also heartbreaking in spots, because we talk about some very real things that are happening and that are still happening, and sometimes it's easy to push it out of your mind, but with it right there in your face, something that you're singing, something that you have to live in, it can become a bit of an emotional challenge sometimes.
This particular opera is difficult because in this opera, my son dies. As an actor, I have to face that reality every day. Every day in rehearsal, I have to face the reality that my son is going to die in the show. And then I have to go home to my actual son and see that and know that that could potentially be his reality in life. So wanting the best as a father for my son and wanting the best as a police officer who wants to take action and make things better in America, I found my way in through those dualities.
I am out there in the jungle, putting my life on the line, day into night, for you and your mama, my life on the line.
Change your job.
Who's gonna keep things safe? Keep you safe, 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 safe.
You'll keep it safe for the white man, not for me.
I do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the
Dressed
Constitution
in
of
a
the States
blue
of
gown suit,
to faithfully discharge
white
my
man's
duties from
dog.
the New York Police Department to the
His
best of my abilities.
lackey.
So help me God. I do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York to faithfully discharge my
Don't
duties
you
of
know,
the New York Police
no
Department
matter
to the best of my
what you
abilities.
do
So
for
help me God. I do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York to faithfully discharge my duties of
It's
officer.
enough.
So help me God. So help me God, boy, I am minutes away from your behind.
Do it. If you struck me or put your arms around me just once, I'd begin to know there was a human being inside that blue clown suit who imagines he's my father, a black man in blue. Pathetic.
That's your torment.
It's powerful, and it's that moment that things get really serious in the piece. And after this, after the scene is intermission. So you're left just hanging with all of those emotions and that conflict, and you don't know what's coming next.